All right. Hey, everyone. Just one moment, and we'll have our guest speakers up. Doing well. How are you doing?
All good, man. All good. Keeping an eye on the market, seeing what's going on. It's interesting times which we live in.
Yeah. Market has not been friendly, eh?
Buddy, Max Payne. Honestly, I'm happy I could distract myself with building something great, you know? I'm not looking at the portfolio right now.
You gotta have something to take your mind off it, man.
Of course, man. Of course. How are you guys?
Same as
Doing
you.
good.
Amazing.
Yeah. Building, trying not to look at charts, all that shit.
Of course. Well, thank you guys so much for having us on tonight with you guys, or morning, or wherever you guys may be tuning in from.
Likewise, thanks for coming on. When Cam told us you were joining, I was quite stoked.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Where you guys based out of?
All over. So I'm in Mexico and Cam's in Spain. And
Yeah.
what about you?
I moved between Dubai and Bali.
Oh, yeah. Good life.
But I'm from Canada. I'm from
Oh, no
Canada.
way. Me too.
Nice, bro. Nice.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to kick us off with a quick intro script, and then we'll get into it. You guys ready?
Sure.
Awesome. Obviously, we all keep hearing the AI agents are about to take over basically the financial world. We think accounting, payroll, bookkeeping, invoicing, pretty much the whole back office. But once agents start handling all the real money, and mistakes can have consequences. So tonight, one of the main questions we're going to be asking is, what is agentic finance? Where does it actually work? And one thing that we're really interested in covering is accountability. What happens when it fails, especially on a larger scale where contingencies, people are thinking about the future and how that might happen. Awesome. So we'll just kick off a few questions. Obviously, this will go wherever it goes. If anyone in the audience has any questions, please hop on. We're all for it. So just the main question, first principles, what is agentic finance? What do people like think about when they hear that word? What should they be thinking about?
Of course, that's a great question. Obviously, with this new evolution of AI coming in and automating tons of things, and we were dabbling with it as an agency a few years ago. And one thing that we ran into and that we saw, like we never even thought of it, agents managing finance, because at the time it just wasn't possible, and we weren't thinking about blockchain. And then fast forward a few years later, man, it's happening. There's tons of providers that have them. I think the biggest one with us is that what we're trying to do and we're building right now is agentic finance, where essentially on chain your treasury could be managed by an agent, and you could gain insights on your spending, on your budget, on how much more you spent last month, what were the results, portfolio balancing, portfolio management, spotting trends in the markets, and really giving you a ton of data on your finance. And also being able to automate tasks like pay out all of your employees, auto pay bills, subscriptions, managing all of those things, being able to have your own CFO basically on chain. The idea is amazing. The functionality is possible. But the biggest question, like you mentioned, is who's to blame? How is the security on?
Sorry, I was just agreeing. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think Vale might have cut out a little bit, maybe having some internet issues. We'll give him a little minute.
That is yet figured out about this.
We'll just let Vale, he's having a bit of internet issues, so we'll just let him fix that. Just, hearing what was just mentioned, I think it's interesting. Us as a business, we're having troubles.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
Yo,
you know.
he's back.
Yeah. Oh,
Guys, can you hear me?
I got you now. You hear us?
Just another daily Elon rug.
Yeah. Here comes Elon. Well, it's crazy because we were talking about building something similar to this for ourselves, right, Kim?
That's what I was just about to say, man. Like, us as a business, we're having these sort of these friction and issues, right? But this makes everything very clear that the infrastructure is not really there to work as a business in Web3 crypto, right? But this sounds like a very good alternative and something that I find very interesting.
Yeah. It's unfortunate you cut out right where I was getting so stoked is the accountability.
Yeah, the juicy part was just coming out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just coming up. Yeah. He also said something interesting that was about it being able to spot market trends and all that as well. Definitely excited to hear more about that.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely sounds like this is a very well-rounded product. Trends, it can handle your investments, pay your employees, and essentially just act as your bank, your on-chain bank.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a decentralized service as well.
And and a multi-sig function as well. That's interesting. That's something that we were really
Yeah.
struggling with finding a good one.
This is exactly what we need.
It's hilarious. Literally 24 hours ago, we were having this conversation.
Yeah. Yo, Habibi, someone from the audience requested to join. Hop on if you have any questions.
GM, what is good, guys? Just whale bank up here, and thought like, just come check it out. Been seeing these guys all over the feed, so looks very bullish. We're seeing a lot of these neo banks, but it seems like whales taking into consideration what everyone else is maybe like lacking on and coming in at that angle and privacy and on-chain banking and on-ramp, off-ramp, and looks very bullish. Can't wait for it to launch.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Man, it sounds like there is a proper gap in the market for something like this. It's not been done properly yet.
Yeah, for sure. What is good, guys? Actual and Olawatu. What's good, guys?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. Alejandro, do you want to explain a little bit about what we do?
Yeah, for sure. Actual is not my real name, obviously. But the whole thing here that we're doing is called actual intelligence. It's a play on AI. We're just covering how actual intelligence is coming to the artificial intelligence space. What is intelligence? Obviously, intelligence is becoming a new commodity. It's no longer, you're not going to have to hire talent. You're going to have to build intelligence. And the way it's integrating into crypto, we just find absolutely fascinating. And obviously, well, for some people, might not be so obvious, but decentralized intelligence is the opportunity to become one of the greatest things that humanity has ever had the chance to experience, or one of the worst things that humanity will ever have the chance to experience. And we're opening the conversation, hoping it goes the right way.
Hey guys, you guys hear me?
Yo,
It's back.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry about that. I just completely got internet rugged. I had to pop back onto my laptop, my other laptop, and go outside and connect. But yeah, I was VB, what's good, brother? I see you up in here. What's up? All the guys up in here. It's all fam. But
What's
yeah, guys,
good?
so sorry I cut out there. Let's continue the conversation.
you actually cut out right where it was getting juicy. The last thing I heard you say was talk like you were bringing up the accountability and all that.
Yeah, man. Look, with the overall with AI, the big topic that everybody talks about is who holds it accountable. We see it doing so many things, let alone manage our money right now. And on the functionality side, it's definitely possible to build agents on chain to be able to automate and manage wallets and connect and stuff like that. But to roll it out at mass scale, just because you have functionality, I think is irresponsible. And or you have a duty. Anyone that's building AI in the space, our team understands that there's the ethics side of it. And yeah, just because it may be functional on our end, it doesn't mean we can roll it out to customers once we go live. So we're perfecting, back to your question, we're perfecting the security side of it because it is a very tricky, it's a brand new space to navigate, especially we're talking finance, right? In terms of insights and stuff on your portfolio like that, we'll be able to have that very easily. It has nothing to do, but the moment approvals and wallet signing is introduced to the equation, then you have real exposure there. So we're still figuring that part out, to be honest with you guys, but the functionality's there. But overall, I think with AI and it automating everything in this world, I know you were talking about, is it going to be for good? Is it going to be for bad? I generally think long term it's going to be worse for us. But I'm an entrepreneur, so I understand that it's one of the greatest tools right now. And I understand the opportunity behind it. But I do think there will be a time and place where it just is a net negative for the world. But until then, we keep building. But it's a great topic that everybody should be talking about, the within the ethics behind agentic finance and security behind it.
Absolutely, bro. I'm actually curious. This is going a bit off topic then, but philosophically, I'd love to hear like where that intuition that it's going to be a net negative is coming from, and you think there's any way it could become a net positive?
Yeah, I think within censorship and compliance, which I'm overly like generally against, but with this, there has to be like a law about it or something like that limits it because I just think it's going to. I think the Industrial Revolution created the middle class, and that was a net positive for society.
Yeah,
It's where
totally.
most of the world has been built on in the middle class. But now with AI, people will get replaced. It's going to create the fourth class of humans, and it's going to be the useless. And that's where real dominance and stuff comes in, surveillance and no privacy. And now you're just UBI, things like that. I think that's why it would be a net negative for the world. And then on top of that, people are starting to, I even talk to AI as facts. Like I assume most of the time as a normal person that what AI is telling me is based on facts, which is very dangerous on a global scale. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If the AI is telling you stuff, people just take it as, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when hallucinates and stuff. Like AI exists to basically tell you what you want to hear at this point. And it'll do that by any means necessary, which sometimes can be really dangerous, especially if it's telling you the wrong things just to make you happy. And you
It's all in
brought
the
up
prompts, right? It's
exactly,
all
it's
in the
on the prompts, and it'll try to fulfill the prompt by whatever means necessary currently in its current state. Yeah,
Exactly.
really interesting.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, man.
Totally. So you actually brought up something interesting, and I'm curious if you read this book, but the Fourth Industrial Revolution. I don't know if you read the book, but there you brought up something interesting. The first industrial revolution brought on the creation of the middle class. The second industrial revolutionary basically brought on the technocrats, and this fourth one is going to bring on the useless. And yeah, I just find that absolutely fascinating. I'm wondering if you read that book, Brief, just as
No,
a
I
question.
didn't. That's funny. I actually came up with that analysis myself.
Incredible. Yeah, that's absolutely where everything's going. One thing that the book mentions, and I just want to touch on this for like philosophical reasons, I guess, but essentially now one person, and you see this a lot, but when the first industrial revolution, let's say with the evolution of the printing press, for example, like people would be writing books by hand, and then that employed like hundreds of people to write books. Now you got the printing press, and you're printing hundreds of books with one person. And so that leverage is created now with like yeah, websites and things and code fulfilling what hundreds of people would have been able to do ages ago with machines. Now with AI, you have one person able to command the value of 1,000 people. And this is going to absolutely change the game. And this is what we're seeing right now. I think it's absolutely crucial to be taking the time to learn about AI so you don't fall into that useless class.
Of course, dude. Of course.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll get on to the next prompt, or I'm going to be on this topic all day.
100%.
One thing I wanted to ask is, right now, as it stands, are the agents that you guys are trying to build closer to just being like a tool or just like a plugin type thing? Or is it almost getting to the point where they're like operators themselves? Are they making decisions? How is that working out?
Yeah, so right now it would just be like phase one would just be tools because like I said, we're also still a startup and AI isn't our main thing, but AI is honestly just a small component of our structure and our business. We're mainly a bank, so we have so many different things to build at once. So the first phase rollout for the agentic finance, we're calling it smart money. It'll give you insights on your money, and you'll be able to pre-authorize treasury management or like automate payments and gain insights on your spending and stuff like that.
Awesome. And it's tracking all on-chain activity as well associated with your account?
Yeah, with your fiat bank account and all of your on-chain transactions that are through our app. It's only in our app.
Got it.
Is that a multi-wallet statue as well, where you can essentially have wallets plugged into the app?
Yeah, non-custodial. We're non-custodial when it comes to that part.
Amazing, dude. This is hilarious. We were literally having this conundrum like literally 48 hours ago, and we're paying
That's so funny.
getting all our shit together. Like we're like managing on QuickBooks and all this kind of stuff, and like we're actually saying we have the infrastructure to build something ourselves, but obviously it takes time. We're a small team, all that shit, right? But literally, this is exactly the solution for the issue that we've had. So funny.
That's funny.
And is this going to be a multi-chain solution? And is the non-custodial wallet function also non-KYC?
So in terms of KYC, everything, if you're using our platform, you have to KYC for the banking side or the virtual cards. Like I said, we're not like Vail Bank is a bank. We have a suite of products. AI is just one of them that we're rolling out a little later this year. So us as I guess I should give context about who we are and what we are for any listeners that don't know. But essentially, Vail Bank is a banking as a service orchestration layer that unifies traditional finance, offshore banking, and decentralized finance, DeFi, all into one operating system with a suite of products, AI being one of them. And we're servicing high net worth individuals, traders, everyday people, digital nomads, DAOs, and businesses. So when we're building the AI, we're thinking about how can we benefit businesses and save them the most amount of time when they bank with Vail, when it comes to invoice sending out, insights, all of the stuff that I just mentioned. The most important thing is we want our users to stay with us and give them all of the benefits to global banking, borderless banking, while maintaining the utmost privacy, right? So we're not anonymous, like we do KYC, but we're compliant in the jurisdictions that we are based in, and those jurisdictions offer private veils, I guess you could say, towards your information, your data, and your banking. So that's how we protect privacy. And as well as on-chain, we protect privacy with all of our on-chain transactions. So Vail Bank is a whole entire infrastructure. AI is obviously going to be a big part of it, but I think it was very necessary to give your users an understanding of what Vail Bank is and then how AI and what we're building relates to it.
Perfect. Now, when you were talking about all these AI features and all that as well, curious which feature is realistically first on the list? Just give people something to look forward to.
Insights on your portfolio allocation in your wallet and on your spending and stuff like that. Like insights on your spending. We're not going to be rolling out probably till closer to the end of the year, like when it comes to like actual functional like treasury management stuff where like something like a robot controlling your wallet. But that's why the safest thing that we could go to market with is the insights. We're just scanning your information and then giving you an insight on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you mentioned their spending, how does it scrape that information and data? Is it then a case of for you perform a transaction to X wallet and then you give a reason as to why pay X employee X amount for X work, whatever? Is that how it will be able to understand that information?
Yeah, that question is definitely for my CTO. I'm the founder, and so I know the product. But when it comes to the functionalities of AI, man, like in terms of my own personal AI expertise, just to tell you guys, is ChatGPT. My my developers, my CTO, and my advisors are the guys who build AI. They're ex Coinbase, ex Meta, ex LinkedIn, ex BlackBerry, ex IBM. They're the experts. I let them cook in the kitchen, and then I bring the product to market.
I love that, dude. I love that. It sounds incredibly bullish, to be honest.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard. I think you're filling a huge gap in not only this market, but in this space. I think plenty of people have tried to do it. None have really succeeded for whatever reason. Obviously, there's a lot of infrastructure needed behind the scenes to make this successful. It takes a lot of time, work, and capital. But this is, everything that you're saying right now is, super bullish.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to build the next, like the future of finance, and we understand that the future of finance is smart, right? The money is smart, and we understand that there's a trade-off when it comes to automations or anything really public with your privacy, especially on chain. And if you're in crypto, we're a crypto native bank, and I think merging the gap between privacy, compliance, and safety, and smart money and borderless money with digital money, I think merging all of those things will be the next big winner in the next 10, 15 years when it comes to finance and banking.
Absolutely. That's it, bro. It's happening. So that's literally why we started this page, because we absolutely agree with you.
100%, man. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on. Is there any other things that we want to go over?
Oh, yeah. I have a few more questions here. Next thing was just curious, have you noticed the agents breaking at any specific points while you're training them, or are they still under development completely?
Still under development completely. We're still very early in that stage. That's why the main functionalities that we have right now are the insights on the portfolio and stuff like that. We only started building the agents maybe 3 months ago. And that's me bootstrapping the whole entire company as the founder. So we've made a lot of progress as a company, but on the AI side, it's not priority. Like the AI isn't priority right now. Going to market is, funding is, banking is, you understand? But the team's actively working on it. And the moment we finish our seed raise, which is happening right now, we just got voted to be incubated by ICM Run on Solana. Once that comes in, then all hands on deck. We're building smart money.
Makes sense. And circling back to the accountability idea here, have you guys thought through it at all, or is that still something you're trying to figure out? Do you think it would fall on the human that delegated the agent through your platform and maybe the prompts they give it, or is it all going to be a set services, set models that are going to be working, and that kind of accountability can come back onto you guys?
Yeah, so the accountability part is the hardest part about everything else. So we're still in early stages about figuring out how to keep it accountable and just keep it safe, right? Like obviously when you try it on one account, it works, right? And then, but at scale, what are the vulnerabilities? And we're going to have to hire an entire cybersecurity team to really make sure that stuff is really set clear before we actually roll out something like that. So we're still in early stages when it comes to how safe that could be at scale.
Yeah, it makes sense. And have you obviously you use AI, obviously it's all under construction right now. But have you guys had since it's being built out still, have you guys had any issues with hallucinations at all?
Yeah. Hallucinations are definitely a part of the process of building, and that's why we fine tweak it every single time. So we're still perfecting the product. We're still in very early stages.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like everything is still in its early stages. Maybe we'll have to have you back on once some things are more built out. We can learn more about the actual tech behind it.
For sure, 100%. Yep, that's right now. Our priority as a bank is going to market with the bank, and then the AI is a functionality later in the bank. So that's where we're at as a company right now. But we do understand that positioning is key. So we already started working on it, just slowly, because the rest of the resources are moving towards business development and going to market with the bank.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How's the GTM going at the moment? What's the sort of the roadmap in terms of timelines? When the first sort of iteration of the product will be out, that kind of stuff.
Great question. So we should have our beta ready to onboard our first test flight users on our web app in the next 14 to 21 days. We've been moving a mile a minute on the development side. Inside of our app, users will be able to privately bridge, swap, send money on chain privately, open and issue bank accounts with our banking partners, and be able to fully functionally use the web app. And then we'll go App Store. So App Store will be probably end of March, and our beta will be early March.
Oh shit, that's incredible, dude. That's way quicker than what I was expecting. Amazing.
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. We've been building hard on the crypto and the banking side, the AI. So in the last 3-4 months, we've put it all together, and we can issue bank accounts based in Laos through our app with simple KYC direct to the bank. No privacies. We're not using third-party KYC providers and stuff like that. So the infrastructure we've built is very unique when it comes to the market. We're not just a crypto card. We're a banking infrastructure. We have all the functionalities that a bank would: borrowing, lending, yields, insurance, travel benefits, cashback rewards, every single thing you could think of that an entrepreneur or digital nomad would ever need, or a DAO to move money globally or move stable coins, would be Veil and our on ramps and off ramps. So it's been a fast progress. I'm very thankful for my team for that and the network that I've built as a founder to be able to bring the right people on my advisory board from an early stage. And like I said, I've bootstrapped this thing myself, but now we're about to go get the funding in the next week or two. And then it's really all hands on deck. And then in terms of early traction, we have over 10,000 people on our wait list. We launched the marketing a week ago, and we have about 50,000 users on LOIs with strategic partnerships and white labels for us to provide infrastructure for trading communities, trading platforms, partnerships with co-branded virtual cards, stuff like that. And then on the B2B side, very heavy as well.
Amazing, dude. That's fantastic. Sounds like a couple of weeks and it's showtime, man. Love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
There's a couple of things. I'll shoot you a DM when we're finished here. For context, we actually used to work at a VC. We've got quite a decent network in the space. I'd love to make a few introductions for you as long as the rounds haven't filled and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, 100%, dude. We'll definitely hop on a call and dive deeper. But I'm really thankful that you guys had us on. This is actually we're so early in development. This is our first space ever as a company. I'm very happy that it was with you guys, and I hope in the next year you guys will be like, guys, Vail was on their first space with us, because we're going to be big. We're going to be very big.
I love it. Absolutely, man. Hopefully we'll have you back on then too.
100%.
All right. We just got one final question, and I'll try to make it a thinker. But if you had all the money in the world, you can redesign banking from scratch. Agentic finance is all systems go everywhere. It's the new standard. Where do you think you would still keep humans in the loop no matter what?
Wow. Wow. Did AI think of that question? Because that question is fucking my head up.
I love it.
That's a crazy question. Okay, what would I do with unlimited money? Okay, I would include humans because of my ethics and what I believe philosophically. I would keep humans in at least 50% of the business when it comes to HR management. I also believe in impact. I don't believe that if I'm providing infrastructure and there's just 5 of us and we're making billions of dollars, that's fair. Like, I believe in giving back. And Vail has a social responsibility clause as well, a commitment for all of our profits as well, like a portion of our profits to donate. So I would keep humans in most of it, because money's already pretty advanced in terms of managing it. It's digital, most of it, right? So I would keep humans in at least 50% of the business and have agents still doing everything and doing the stuff like the automations. But I would keep humans wherever I could, to be honest, because if I had unlimited money and money's not my motivation, I don't care to save money. I'll take care of my species.
That's sick. I love that. And also it's the cultural aspect as well, right? We've all been in jobs where the job's all right, but you're working with some amazing people. You're like, fuck, I love going to work because these guys are great. they inspire you as well, right? You just don't get that with agentics. You know what I mean? So it's finding
course,
that
dude.
balance. So I actually think you fucking nailed that first part of the question.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, Vale, thanks so much for hopping on. Just quick open floor. If anybody has any questions, now's the last time to ask them. But Vale, why don't you tell us what you're building, what you're researching, what you're experimenting with right now? What can people look forward to and when?
Yeah, man. Again, thank you so much for having us on. We're building essentially a borderless banking infrastructure that has no friction for anybody. And we could bank the debanked. We could bank people that literally don't have a choice they can't change where they're from. And there's so many people around the world that are debanked because of their governments doing stupid things. And we're able to service them. And we really believe in the perfect balance of decentralization, privacy, compliance, banking, all of these things. There's a perfect balance where we could have people own their privacy within reason, and where money can move smartly on chain and off chain, and it should be a frictionless experience. So that's, we're building the future of finance when it comes to that. And as well, you could look forward. We have a big giveaway going on right now, a $3,000 giveaway on our wait list, and we're issuing out free bank accounts to anyone who signs up on our wait list. So you guys can go on our X and see it right there. We'll be announcing the winners at the end of the month. So yeah, I'm really excited. We're building, we're moving fast, moving Godspeed, and we're really excited for what's to come, and things are looking really good.
Awesome, bro. That's amazing. For anyone that doesn't know or is just listening to this, their X is at Bank with Vale. Make sure you sign up. Everything's there. Thanks again for joining, man. I don't see anyone here hopping on the stage, so really appreciate it. Just a little teaser for our next one. The next time we're going to go into AI app builders, a new project called App Layer. Hop on, check it out. Maybe it'll inspire you to build the next big thing using agents. Awesome, bro. Thanks everyone for joining. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.
Have a good
You
Tuesday,
too.
guys. Bye.
Bye.